about sociodynamics. Look at this fucking photo. It's perfect. It's the representation of everything we're talking about right now. These people exist on the outside of this lacuna, this membrane. This guy exists on the inside of this occlusion, the sunglasses. He has a cigarette. We'll talk about that later, what that means. He has won the game of sociodynamics. Now, a lot of people studying sort of, transactional analysis and sociodynamics like to point to animals, but I think they miss something. Whoa. So gorillas, he also wins the game of social, dynamics. The silverback gorilla, head of the tribe. Most primates use eye contact to engage in sociodynamic power struggles. Direct eye contact will trigger this silverback gorilla to charge. Averting your gaze from most primates is a sign of submissiveness, not dominance or prestige. So what happened? How did this become prestige when over here it's submissiveness? One of the overlooked complexity developments of humans is the ability to invert the animal kingdom's power games through occlusion. By turning occlusion itself into power, anyone of any economic rank can hack their status. Averting your gaze from another human can be either a sign of rebellion or higher status. And this is about access. The process by which you can permeate an occlusion or not. The more occlusions you can permeate, the more powerful you are, the more layers of existence to access you have. Every aspect of human life has discrete exclusivities. So this is a public park, right? Anyone can walk through here, but each of these little groupings are discrete packets of exclusivities, fluctuating exclusivities with varying degrees of accessibility. Some membranes are more permeable than others. Other membranes are intentionally less so, owing their very success to higher degrees of inaccessibility. So you have aspects of access, specialized vernacular, badges, medallions, titles, body code, handshake, secret passwords, being in on it, hip. Also, by the way, of course, dropping sick references, bro. All of that puts a premium on, what is that? Esoteric information, right? These are Masonic handshake grips. Let you know you're in the club, whole bunch of symbology that you have to decode by initiating yourself into whatever sect or order of membrane. Now, access also has to do, all of that esoteric information has to do with a sense of specialness. And each time any of these people whisper to each other, any time they create esoteric information between one another, they create their own membrane, their own lacuna, their own exclusivity, their membrane of exclusivity. Suddenly we feel on the outside, suddenly we want to belong, and you start ending up with that desire mechanism, the desire of lack, FOMO. Suddenly we are missing something. Suddenly we are somehow incomplete. You have the speakeasy, you need the password to get in there. You have this app, which I'll talk about in a second. Oh, you have this. Look what I did here. Limited capacity. Limited capacity. Was that true? Is this Zoom call actually limited capacity? Nope. I did that as a ploy so that I could bring it up here and now to show you how Cool operates. Limited time offer, get it while it lasts. At prices this low, these items won't last long. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Blue Tuesday, Pink Thursday, etc. Red hot, going fast. Let's talk about Clubhouse for a second, just for a second. I think it's kind of fun. The name is Clubhouse, hello. Access status, invite only. Capacity artificially limited. Genuine occlusions, iOS only, which plays further to its benefit. Artificial scarcity, artificial FOMO, year one, $4 billion valuation. Let me ask you all a question. That's a joke, actually. How many hipsters does it take to screw in a light bulb? What? You don't know? That's the joke. Moving on. The cool of sovereignty. This is when I started running out of time for this, but let's try it anyway. Loser or loner. Now, the guy at the party alone, in the corner by himself, looking kind of like frail, is a loser. You know, not to me, but typically, archetypically. The guy, same guy in the corner of the party, sloping, slumping, looking disaffected with a cigarette, is a loner. Why is that? Well, one thing I've discovered in my own head anyway, is that when you have fire in your hand, you have survival of ostracism. Suddenly, if you're going to be ostracized from the group, you can live in an atomized state without them, and they know that you can survive because you have fire. It's some ancient shit. Now, I haven't verified it. This is my theory on fire in your hand and why cigarettes transform the loser into a loner. James Dean alone. You don't want to get mixed up with a guy like me, Daddy. I'm a loner, a rebel. I mean, you know, this whole loner rebel thing, being alone, equating cool, is an ongoing trope. And of course, with heroism itself, the hero, we could do a whole discussion on how heroism is supposed to be a lonesome activity. Beowulf, in the end, is alone fighting the dragon, right? He has to be in order to be Beowulf. Otherwise, we wouldn't read the book. Back to this guy. Now, the cigarette, the whole scene, he's sovereign. He doesn't need them. That's the whole image. He's got the fire. He's got his lacuna. He's got his membrane. He's got his ambivalence. You are here, and the world is out here. And that's called atomization. A whole bunch of atoms floating in space. Now, what is atomization also? Oh, that's right. That's what kills everything. It's called entropy. Entropy is heat death, ironically. We're talking about cool heat death, meaning when things lose their heat. It's also called universal equilibrium. Universal equilibrium is the predicted way that this whole universe is going to die. Cool is a microcosm of universal equilibrium. And it looks just like this. These were those people posing in those photos looking all the same. And here we are in our high entropy state of heat death.